hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin to such extent that you bleach to get like the white man? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet? Who taught you to hate your own kind? Who taught you to hate the race that you belong to? Don't let anybody make you think that God chose America as his divine messianic force to be a sort of policeman of the whole world. God has a way of standing before the nations with judgment, and it seems that I can hear God saying to America, you are too arrogant. If you don't change your ways, I will rise up and break the backbone of your power, and I'll place it in the hands of a nation that doesn't even know my name. Be still and know that I'm God.
Welcome to Street Talk. My name is Ahmad Shakaraki, and on Street Talk, what we do, we talk about things happening here in Michigan, the U.S., and abroad. We talk about political, social, and economics. Now, joining me tonight,
Charles Thomas.
We got a lot to cover tonight, but we got something coming up this weekend.
Right, yeah, public announcement, and we're having at Letts Center, February the 10th.
Okay.
We got Nuri Muhammad coming in, and the Unity Project of Lansing. We're covering the Haitian Revolution.
Okay.
And it starts at 10:30, and Brother Nuri Muhammad is coming on at 1 o'clock.
Okay.
And we got a question and answer period. And the theme is know your history.
Yeah.
And history is power.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and that's something that we as a people, we don't read enough to know who we are, but we let other people dictate to us, you know, things that we should be instead of who we really are as a people.
That what has happened to us in the last, I would just say last 35, 40 years, you know, I happened to come up during the 60s, and I remember at that time, I think I was fourth grade. I might have said this before, but I was fourth grade. There was a book, kind of a literature and geography, something mixed up together. I forget what they call that book. But anyway, it's about 280 something or 90 some pages in this book. And the book had one page. Out of 290 some pages in the book, had one page about blacks.
Yeah.
And they were slaves. That's all it had in there.
Right.
Blacks were slaves.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that my people, my mother and my father, they made it their business to try to get other stuff and other books and things that we could read, you know.
Yeah.
Because, you know, in school, we were going to learn who it was in school. So they would try to get other pieces, and I got a book right now that they got when they got this book probably in 61 or 2.
Yeah.
I still got one of them at home right now.
Wow.
So, you know, if you want to learn something about our history and stop walking around here looking like a clown and everything, you gotta do more than just go to a school to find out. You gotta get all this other information out here.
Yeah, and with the internet, you know, and all the information at your disposal, there's no excuse for you not knowing your history.
Right.
You don't have to read. You know, it's in video form or whatever kind of form it is.
Yeah.
But you have to read because nobody's going to tell you
Right.
the truth about yourself.
Oh no.
You got to research your own self.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, we as a people has just gotten, you know, not all of us, but a lot of us, too many of us, have just gotten where they believe we were slave, and then that's all they know.
Right. They don't. Yeah. They don't know pre-slavery.
No.
Before colonialism.
Yeah.
They don't realize what we had. We had civilizations in Africa.
Yeah.
And in Egypt.
Yeah.
Places like
Yeah.
that. Kemet.
Yeah. You know, and it just it you know, I was talking to somebody one day last week or week before last, and I was telling them, two young guys, we had been upstairs lifting weights and got back down in one of the saunas and everything. We were just talking. I was telling them that in the 60s, we probably had, out of all the say 500 blacks, we had about 50, the young one who was ran to do something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whatever it was, they was ran to do something, because then we said we couldn't get no worse.
Yeah.
And so we was trying to do something, you know, to make things
it better.
Yeah, make things better.
Yeah, easier for ourselves. Yeah. Collectively. Yeah.
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 And now, we got a bunch of our young people just
Lost.
lost.
Yeah.
I mean, this is simply lost.
Yeah. Yeah. They walk around like zombies.
Yeah.
They don't mind if they got their pants down below their knees.
Yeah.
Or, you know, they have no direction.
No.
And I think that's because our generation could have dropped the ball.
Mm-hmm.
We abused our women.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we make babies, but we didn't have the responsibility to raise the child. Anybody can make a baby.
Oh yeah.
But it takes a man
Yeah.
to stay there
Yeah.
and take care of responsibility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, one of the things, man, I read this probably years and years ago, where this was during the time when we were slaves and everything, where our men would walk all night to go see whatever woman he was, you know. I mean, he'd work all day and walk half of the night to see the woman and the kid that he was trying to see.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
That was dedication.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's dedication.
Yeah. With a purpose of meeting and asking permission.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, to
Yeah.
see this lady.
Yeah.
And then you trying to start a family
Yeah.
because you working the farm
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you know, and so you had purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you was
Yeah.
gonna take care of that
Yeah.
woman. Yeah.
You know? And so it's
And they didn't want to bring any shame to the family.
right. Like
So
that.
marriage was important.
Hey, you know, that was one of the things that I remember. I was probably just getting, you know how you would do, and you learning a lot of things from 12 years old, you begin to learn things,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And I remember this girl getting pregnant. This guy got her pregnant, and man, that her father, you know them shotgun.
Yeah, shotgun wedding. It was no joke, was it?
Hey, you know, like, hey, you know, you gonna marry her.
That's right. Yeah, yeah. You messed with my family name.
Hey,
Yeah.
but that's the way it was, you know. It wasn't where, you know, this lady got 3 and 4 kids and
Different daddies.
yeah, and walking around them. I don't want no husband. It's like you study getting these babies,
Right.
you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Yeah. And it's sad because you got children raising children,
Mm-hmm.
and you know when you see a mother, you know they care more about what color her hair is, how long it
Yeah,
is,
oh, yeah.
fingernails and
Yeah,
tattoos, and the baby's nose is running,
yeah.
and you know ain't got no
Yeah,
no pants or
yeah,
no clothes,
yeah.
and no the shelter
Yeah.
in the environment
Yeah.
is not conducive
no.
to raising a
Yeah,
child.
yeah.
Yeah.
You
And
know?
they think that they're women.
Oh yeah, yeah. And it's really, man, it's really just where we at, and again we generalizing because our women are at the top in education.
Right.
I mean, just think about that. Now we make up 13 to 15% of the population, but black women get more education and got more education than all the rest of these other groups.
Ethnic groups.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I take my hat off to them
Hey.
because we got a long list of them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know how we got there, but this is supposed to be, as they said, Black History Month. But I never did. I guess from the time I was probably 17, 18, I was wondering what Black History Month, and back then I hadn't put it all together, because I found out a few years later that Frederick Douglass was born in February and Abe Lincoln was born in February. So they put it together, and at first, it was a week. Yeah. And then they went up to a month.
Yeah.
Ida B. Wells and some other more of the people got it up to a month.
Yeah. But it should be a lifestyle.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because nobody else has been through what African American people has been through as a people.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't tell you what it's like to be white.
No.
I can't tell you what it's like to be Asian.
No.
I can't tell you what it's like to be Hispanic.
No.
But I can dang sure tell you what it's like to be black.
Yeah.
And these are the things that we got to celebrate.
Yeah.
And you can't just take a month out. This is your life.
Yeah.
And you should want to elevate yourself to find out more about who you are.
Yeah.
And get a future plan together.
Yeah. And that's the thing with I think we just missing I hate to mention it all the time, but we just got some kind of way we got lost out here, and when I say I generalize because a lot of us are doing things and all these different things, but we got a lot of people not doing anything, walking around here, clothes all half on, holding your clothes up with one hand, and some of them supposed to have a high school education, but probably got a 5th grade education,
Mm-hmm.
and the teacher got out of high school just to get rid of them with a 1.5 something, can't get into no college.
Right.
And we got a bunch of them just dropped out.
Yeah.
I mean, just simply dropped out at 10th, 9th or 10th grade.
Yeah, but that's what I like about the 60s. The 60s, we had a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
We were struggling for our rights.
Yes.
And we had leadership.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at us today, there is no leadership.
Mm-hmm.
And we operate out of fear.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Because there's no reason or there's no way that we can make it when we're not working together.
Mm-hmm.
If you give somebody a pencil, you can break a pencil.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But if you put 3 or 4 pencils together, you got to struggle to break it.
Yeah.
So if you're not working collectively and you're trying to work individually, you can be cut out of the herd.
Oh, yeah.
But when you stay in the herd, there's power in numbers.
That's it.
And so back in the 60s, we had the numbers. Everybody was on the same page.
yeah.
Even the black women had afros was larger than ours.
Yes.
You know? And they was with the struggle.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But now they don't forget the struggle.
Yeah. It's like now, I was telling somebody this, we've got a few things back then, for voting right and stuff like that. And I was telling the guy this morning is that until 1964, 13 states south of Indiana, you couldn't vote.
No.
Until 1964. I remember my mother and father standing in line all day
long,
having the chance to vote, and the line never moved.
Yeah, and they were playing games with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, them sundown towns.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's that Jim Crow period. And so it's like those are the things that we have to take into account as what we should be about, because the sacrifices that those people made back then.
Yeah.
You don't drop that mantle. You pick that mantle up and continue
Yeah,
with it, because of all the sacrifices that they made.
Yep.
People got lynched, they
Oh,
got
yeah.
raped,
Yeah. Oh,
they
yeah.
got incarcerated for no reason
Yeah.
at all. We are still political prisoners.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
we walk around and think we ain't got no problem.
Yeah, yeah.
We got the biggest problem
Yeah.
on earth.
Yeah. And you're gonna have that problem
right,
till you
until
die.
you make a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, one thing always, you know, Frederick Douglass was one of my favorite people. I go often to visit his grave up in upstate New York, and he said that for black people, from the time you get here until the time you leave, life's a struggle.
Yeah. It is.
You
And,
know?
and it hasn't changed.
No.
And we think it has changed, but we're still struggling, and we're still being kept in a
Vacuum.
vacuum
Yeah.
where we can't. You know, we still got to ask for permission.
That's it.
And you're a grown person. That's like if I come to your house and I'm laying down on the couch watching you go out to work, and you know, and I ain't doing nothing but eating up your food.
Yeah.
But that's the way society looks at African American
That's it.
people.
Yep.
Because we don't have a purpose.
We don't.
We sitting down and we sucking the system
Yeah,
dry,
yeah.
and they tired of.
Yeah.
They done labeled us as being lazy, shiftless.
Yep. Yeah.
But
Oh,
we're
yeah.
not lazy and
No,
shiftless.
no.
But the universe, the rest of the people, ethnic groups, think that we
That's
shiftless.
it. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and until you do something productive and collectively,
Oh,
you
yeah.
have that label.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and they're not going to take it.
Oh no.
Come on, black man,
Oh
get
no.
up.
No.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
You know, and we talked about this, but I remember in '72, man. '72, we're gonna make all this. We're gonna give a put this bill in and everything, and black men's gonna get these jobs and everything. What happened? The white women got the jobs.
Got the job.
You know,
Yeah.
they riding around in the big long cars and everything. Then
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
they got some good jobs.
Yeah, minority.
Right, yeah.
Minority ship.
And the thing about it is that, you know, the white man said, well, hey, I hired this lady, you know, and I
Fulfill my quota.
Yeah.
But I look at the Senate and Congress as being a con game and a sin game.
Oh, yeah.
And they've been playing that cycle
Oh, yeah.
ever since the Roman Empire.
Oh, yeah.
They don't have no pity on who you are.
No.
They still look at us as being low life.
Oh, yeah.
To me, they look at us as being the enemy.
That's it. Oh, yeah.
And we're afraid of them.
Oh, yeah.
And a Negro, the condition that they put us in is where they want to keep us
Oh,
in.
yeah.
You got to prove your self-worth. And God said, if you make one step, I'll make two.
Oh, yeah,
We
yeah.
talk about the Bible, but we don't believe in the Bible.
Oh, no.
And we got 10 minutes to talk about a black woman.
We you know, we just got a bunch of stuff, and we're going to be covering it all during this month and next month and the next month. But we got some ladies who have really done some things, and let's talk about a few of them.
Yeah. Dr. Shirley Jackson, first black to earn a PhD in nuclear physics. That's heavy, ain't it? That's heavy. Nuclear physics.
Yeah.
Man.
You got to know.
You got to know somebody and something. Yeah.
You don't do that by accidentally.
Yeah. Eleanor Holmes Norton,
Oh, yeah.
lawyer, educator,
Yeah.
and politician.
Yeah. You know, she's been out there a long time.
Yeah. And Harriet Lack. This is the lady that they're still using their cells. You know, and she's dead.
Yeah.
And the family ain't getting no residuals.
No. Somebody was saying, a couple of years ago, somebody was saying something about that.
Yeah, and that's sad. When they can have use your cells to cure different cancers and things of that nature,
Yeah.
and your family don't get anything
Right.
from them using your body, your corpse.
Yeah.
That's sinister. That's
yeah.
sinister.
I believe me and you and Dennis, one time we was talking a little bit about it. We didn't finish.
Yeah.
But me and somebody else a couple of years ago was talking something about that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And then there's Katherine Johnson. We just seen her in Hidden Figures.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. She's a mathematician for NASA.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it just goes on and on.
Mm-hmm.
Marie Maynard, first black woman to earn a PhD in chemistry.
Yeah. Now, we talking about brains.
Yeah, yeah. We ain't no dummies. You know, this is our black women.
Yeah.
And I know they all had families.
Oh yeah.
They did all that, and you know.
Yeah. And had families.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it's
That's a blessing, man. I'm glad to be black.
I am too. It's
a beautiful thing.
What's her name died last year? The actors and singing or what? Maybe she might be here. She died last year. Where's she at? She said, "It's great to be black on a Saturday night." What was her name?
Wasn't Billie Holiday?
No. Oh man. She did a lot of poems.
Oh yeah, Maya Angelou.
Maya Angelou.
Yeah.
She said,
Maya Angelou.
it was great to be black on
yeah.
Saturday night.
Yeah. If you want to go to heaven, you go up there, black boy.
Oh man.
Because I mean, if you think of what we've been through as a people, and all the rejection and all the abuse that we went through, God chose us to go through what we've been through as a people.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because He took us in it and He brought us out of it.
Yeah.
But if you don't think that He brought you out of this, or He put you in there it's a favor to Him. You fulfilling prophecy as far as if you're a black man and in your right mind.
Yep.
Yeah, you fulfill prophecy.
Yeah.
And it's something that should be celebrated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not just on a month.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the thing. A lot of us, we just out here confused, really.
Mm-hmm.
You know. And not only here in Lansing, even though Malcolm said it, you know, back in 1963, when the last time he was in Lansing, that Lansing had the most backward people around, and he had been to all of these different cities and in all these places. He said Lansing had the most backward Negroes he'd ever been around.
Yeah, I went to see Dr. Dyson, Michael Dyson.
Okay.
And he was saying the same thing. We migrated up here. He said Chicago, Illinois is a suburb of Mississippi.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
And we got this education, and because we got the education, we think that we are better than our ancestors that were still in the suburbs down in Mississippi and Arkansas.
Yeah.
Because we can talk with the Queen's English.
Yeah.
But we still have a history of being connected to that situation that we removed ourselves from the Great Migration. So you can't disconnect yourself because you got an education.
No.
If you got an education and not bringing that education back to your community to be used and distributed, you educated fool.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we are, man.
Yeah.
A lot of us, you know, we grab the education and we go.
Me.
Yeah. And I think that's what's that's one of the things. So I don't know how do we pick that up, you know. I just don't know how a whole race of people can pick up certain things that it's not their thing.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we always been people who work together and everything.
Right.
You know, way back, you know, thousands of years ago, we all been people who worked together, and now all of a sudden, we're not like that.
Yeah, it's that Cain and Abel syndrome.
Okay.
You know, one thing he's better than the other.
Okay.
You know, and it ain't working. And you wasn't created like that. Maybe it's good for other people, but it ain't good for black people. We didn't get like that until we were colonialized.
Yep.
You know,
Yep. Oh,
because we work together collectively, and that's our nature.
Yeah.
But when you take somebody and change their nature to individualism,
Yep.
then you in a hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And we see a lot of our A lot of our people out here, I mean, just
drifting, wandering, aimlessly.
Yeah. You know, they done just change all these changes, and not one of them is what we used to be.
Right, yeah. I just recently asked myself, what does the First Baptist know that the Second Baptist don't know? First Baptist got everything. They got high rises, they got downtown, they got suburbs, they got the YMCA, they got all the banks.
Yeah.
And the Second Baptist got nothing.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, how did that happen?
It's a game. You know? I mean, it ain't no difference. You know, what they got that we don't got.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and I think it's because it has to do with that image. And then everything that we do, we have to get their approval.
Mm-hmm.
And then God said, you know, believe in me, follow me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm the one, I'll make your enemies your footstool.
Mm-hmm.
But when you are afraid to stand up on your own two legs, and you depending on somebody else's approval, and you neglecting what God told you to do, that's what the covenant was all about in the beginning. He didn't sanction religion, he sanctioned the covenant. He said, if you stand in this covenant, Adam, I'll give you everything. You can have anything, you can name anything, and I got your back.
Right.
But if you deviate from this covenant and go out here and do what somebody else tell you to do, I'm gonna break you down.
Yeah. Yep. And that's how we are now.
Yeah,
you know?
We got so much religion in the black community, we should be walking on water.
Yeah.
You know, and there's so much sin in the black community, it's a shame. Alcohol, drugs. Yeah, and the church is full on Sunday.
Yeah. That's you know, and I notice we got a lot of these church going people, you know, but Friday and Saturday you can see them in the liquor stores and getting liquor and all
lottery
this stuff.
tickets.
Yeah, and all this. But then Sunday, they in church and it's like,
yeah, right down front.
yeah. It's like
shouting and going on. Praising the Lord, yeah.
We got 1 minute.
Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin to such extent that you bleach to get like the white man? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet? Who taught you to hate your own kind? Who taught you to hate the race that you belong to? Don't let anybody make you think that God chose America as his divine messianic force to be a sort of policeman of the whole world. God has a way of standing before the nations with judgment, and it seems that I can hear God saying to America, you are too arrogant. If you don't change your ways, I will rise up and break the backbone of your power, and I'll place it in the hands of a nation that doesn't even know my name. Be still and know that I'm God.